Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel, to my YouTube channel. Well, we're a married couple. What's yours is mine and vice versa. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
That's a nice way to start a budget video.
You guys have been asking for it. I don't blame you. It's interesting to see and know and hear what people spend at their weddings. Especially if people that you know of are not comfortable like talking about it, and you're like planning your own wedding and being like, oh my gosh, like what's the best wedding budget for me? What should I do? Like, is this too low of a budget? We're here to just share our experience, and I actually have a couple of wedding budget questions that you sent in that I think are gonna be like a perfect way to like kickstart this like wedding budget video. Let's just get started from the beginning, I guess. I personally have never been a budget type of girl, and I feel that for the wedding, like I never really thought about a budget. Like I was gonna go, and I think that I kind of went with the let's just ask the vendors like what their service cost and see like what's the best option for us, and if it's too expensive for us, then like source to another vendor and just like see the quality of their work. Christian is more of a Excel crazy, budget crazy type of guy.
We started talking to the wedding planner, and the first proposed budget was $10K. And after talking to her a little bit and kind of like telling her what we wanted for the wedding day and kind of the vendors that we wanted, tallying up, she kind of suggested to up our budget a little bit. So we ended up choosing a budget of $15K. Like that was kind of a better budget to fit what we wanted to do. I mean, it's still a high budget for us. I know that some weddings in the US are like
a lot more,
50K,
yeah.
60K. Since we were just like starting out, 15K was like an okay budget.
But with that being said, that was not the price that we ended up paying at the end.
Yeah.
So keep watching this video so you guys know the exact amount of money that we ended up spending in the wedding. So stay tuned for that, because I'm gonna reveal literally the exact budget, up to the cents, the money that we spent on this wedding, just to help you, because I would have loved to have watched videos about this beforehand, because I feel like people don't talk about it as much. So I want to make like a difference and just help you.
And also keep in mind that this is a budget for a wedding in Puerto Rico, not in the US.
So consider, let's just drive some tourism to Puerto Rico. Have your wedding in Puerto Rico, you guys.
Definitely.
100% recommend. The first question, how did you budget for your wedding?
As I said, we first gave a number to our wedding planner. We kind of talked about it a bit, and then ended up deciding on a $15K budget. And yeah, in that conversation, we kind of touched on the most important vendors and kind of brought up more or less how much they would cost, and that's how we came up with the $15K budget. What
was your budget and planning a wedding March next year in Puerto Rico? So for now, you know that our budget was around $15K. But once I just tell you guys about the vendors, you'll see the exact money that it cost. Did you go over it?
Definitely.
Yes, we did. And was it hard to stick to it?
Yes.
Definitely. We switched answers. Yes, and I think that for the most part, I'm the one that like made it go higher, because I just wanted specific vendors and specific things that I 100% wanted for our wedding. I wanted the best of the best, specifically for the photographers and videographers. Those are my most important vendors for me. So it was hard to stick to it. How did you decide to split the budget? And that's when we're opening up this baby up. The venue that we ended up choosing included the ceremony there in an outdoor area, the reception in like an enclosed space, and it also included the decorations
For both areas.
for both areas. It included the flowers.
Yeah.
It included the
table.
food,
The tables and
the
chairs.
tables, the chairs, the utensils. So we were blessed to have found that venue
Yeah.
and not have to
Deal with all that.
deal with the flowers,
Yeah.
deal with the catering, like
And not just
Chef
money,
kiss.
not just money wise, but also like logistic wise.
The cost for that venue specifically ranges in the 6Ks, 6K, 6.5Ks, around that area for all of those things.
And specifically for 70 people.
Yeah.
If it were for more people, it might have been a little bit more expensive, but I honestly think it wouldn't have gone up that
Yeah,
much.
and something that I do have to note is that the season when you get married, like my wedding planner told me this, like matters, like vendors will decrease the price or increase the price of things based on how busy they are.
Yeah.
Or if it's good weather season. For the photographer, like a good photographer, because I feel that you can go cheap on photographers and you can just have like a friend. But for our photographer in specific, with the experience that she had and literally offering the exact like quality and aesthetic that I wanted, the photographer was more or less in the 3Ks.
And she was quick to deliver the
And
pictures as well.
honestly, like I'm gonna say this, like I have literally no problem and I would not fight a photographer or a videographer with the price that they give me, because as a person who does this
Yeah.
for a living, take photos, videos, it's literally so time consuming to not only just like take the photos, be there, know exactly which photos to take, make sure that the lighting is good, that everything is just like pretty. But the time that it takes to like sit down and go through the photos, delete the ones that you think are not good, thousands of photos, hundreds of photos, edit them. It's just so time consuming. And imagine the videographer having like 8+ hours
Yeah.
of wedding coverage and making a highlight video of 1 minute or a 10-minute video, 5-minute video with 8 hours of footage.
Yeah.
That's just mind-blowing to me. So like, please take that into consideration.
It's also kind of important to have a videographer or photographer, like that person, to kind of vibe as well. I hate to use that word, but kind of vibe with you, like, because they could be just external people that we don't even talk to, you know, during the wedding, because obviously we're doing our thing and they do they do their thing. When we got pulled aside to take our own pictures, like me with my groomsmen or Fabiola and I, we were having fun with them, with the videographer and the photographer.
Yeah.
We were just like joking around, like it was just a great time as well that we spent with them. It wasn't stagnant,
Awkward.
It wasn't awkward. It was just like reconnecting buddies, to be honest.
And when we just met them there for the first
Yeah.
time. And I think that the reason why also, it's because at least I have experience in like modeling and like taking photos for Instagram. Like I already know the poses that I like to do, and just like I just like taking photos, so that also may affect just like the dynamic. Like I remember when they were taking photos and videos, like even when you're not, like when you weren't there,
Yeah.
they were like, oh like my gosh, like you already know what to do. Like with the first try, like they were like, oh that was perfect, or oh yeah, I love that. Like they didn't have to spend a lot of the time being like, oh no, put your hands in your waist, you know, like I already know what to do. So if you're not like well versed in that, I suggest that you also just like practice in the mirror beforehand and look for poses, and that way you can also save time.
Yeah, and get more out of their time.
Exactly. For the videographer, it was also in the 3Ks. For the DJ/band, we actually went with
One of my groomsmen's band.
Exactly.
But obviously, I told my that groomsman, like, I mean, if you want to participate and play, like, go ahead. But I would like you to enjoy the wedding, because you're a wedding guest. You're not a hired person. I want you to enjoy the wedding.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
Yeah.
And it was great, and everyone loved it. Like, all my family members and all my friends were like enjoying them.
And they provided like the DJing, they provided the sound for the ceremony, live shows, 3 sets, entertainment, and they were just super good.
Yeah, and they pumped up the party, and they
connected with the people.
And they knew how to tire us out at the end.
I do want to say that they gave us price, because we were friends.
They gave us a good price because we had
like a little discount.
Yeah, we had good connections, and honestly, I think it was great because me coming, as a musician, I know that they gave an excellent price, and I am forever grateful to them.
So with that being said, the DJ/band was around 1.0K to 1.5K.
And in terms of the lighting, it's in the 1K range, a little bit less. What they provided was up lighting. Our wedding planner highly suggested it. We weren't going to get like actually lighting for anything, just because we didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And she highly suggested that we get a lighting person
because she had already
she had already gone to that venue and had a wedding in that venue, and she knew that it was kind of dark. So for our pictures and photos.
Sorry for the interruption, but because I also wanted like the aesthetic of the photos and videos to be more bright and happy, not like a darker, like nostalgic look. Well, she highly suggested for us to like get more lighting to get there.
Yeah, and if you saw the video of us dancing with our first dance with the whole sparklers and stuff, that was them. And with the all spotlights and the strobe lights, I think it was great.
Yeah. The alcohol. We were debating whether or not we wanted an alcohol-free wedding, which I initially said yes to.
Or serving alcohol in our wedding.
Yeah. We just went with serving alcohol.
Yeah, almost kind of last minute, like a month before the wedding.
Yeah.
Was when Fab said that because I drink sometimes and Fabiola doesn't. So I would have gone either way. Like I wouldn't mind. But I'm used to like in parties, Puerto Rican parties, it's like alcohol, like always. So.
And we had like a lot of friends there.
Yeah, and it's like college friends, so it's like.
Yeah.
So.
They were expecting the alcohol.
Yeah. We reached out to some of our family members and friends, and they were able to help us out.
Help us out by literally buying that.
Yeah, they got the alcohol and drinks for us, which we definitely appreciate a lot, because that saved us.
Yeah, it's not included in the budget.
Yeah, but I would, for the alcohol that we got in the drinks that we, like Coke and, Pepsi or like Sprite or water and all that, I would say that would have been like $500 more or less. Just because I did my research and I have all that set up in my computer. But yeah, that would have been more or less the range, $500.
Yeah. Okay, so the venue, even though it included a lot of things, it did not include a place for us to get ready the day of the wedding. So we had to look for different options, whether that's a hotel or an Airbnb. And we went with an Airbnb, and the Airbnb was $152.07. It was amazing. It was like a whole penthouse, and our wedding planner actually gave us the best idea ever.
Yeah.
And that idea was to divide it between like the groomsmen or some of the bridesmaids that were from another part of the island.
Yeah.
To just like stay there the day before the wedding. So that's what we did. So we divided like the money, and for us it was $152.07, and for them it was just like another price.
Yeah.
So that's like a good idea if you don't want to spend like a lot of money on like a hotel or an Airbnb, just like grab some friends and have like a party the day before and just like spend time. The tux and accessories.
It was $211. I think that's just like a standard price from the place that I rented the tux. Oh, it's rented. I didn't buy it.
Hair and makeup for me was in the 500-ish price range, and that was my wedding hair and makeup, and it included a hair and makeup trial. For the cake, it was around $500, and that included like the wedding cake topper that I got from Etsy. And the cake, one of my family members took care of that, like for the cake price per se. So that's something that we also managed to save for our wedding. For the invitations, we DIY'd what's the save the dates and the invitations. So it was $180 with 80 cents, and that included the save the date, the wax seals, the template, the paper that we use, and other like materials that we DIY'd with.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. Like some of the invitations plus the save the dates, like $180, and all the materials from scratch. Like,
yeah. If we were to actually like outsource the invitations and the save the dates, it would have came up to like $400.
Even more, I would say.
Yes.
So it was definitely worth it. I would say that if you have the time to do that, trade time for money, so that way you can also just like save that money, use it for like other things.
And if you have like family members or your partner to help you like do those type of handcrafted things, then that'll be great.
Yeah, and it's also like a good time to just like bond and explore your creativity and like have them be exactly the way you want them to be. Outsourced some stationery such as the welcome sign, the laser cut acrylic board that said our names, the seating chart, table numbers, and that all was around $500. The menu cards, I DIY'd them with Christian, and that was $38 with 12 cents, and we just actually printed them out using
our printer and some cardstock.
We actually got wedding favors from Etsy, and we got around 40 because I noticed that in other weddings that we went to, like the wedding favors were all there,
like people
just forget about it. I think.
And honestly, in my opinion, I don't care about party favors. Like if I go to a wedding and there wasn't a party favor, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even think about it.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, in the weddings that we did go, we did get party favors, and they were great. I think a wedding party is great. It's good enough.
Yeah. So we got our wedding favors from Etsy, and they were $86 with 7 cents. The wedding planner was in the $3K range. And we opted for like the full wedding planning service from start to finish. And the reason we did that was because we don't have experience planning weddings and in our close immediate family.
Also, we weren't going to be in Puerto Rico for most of the time, so we couldn't just go to places and ask questions. We needed someone on the field, and we could, like, we do have family members that we could just task, but it was gonna be way too much. We needed
especially in how like on it I am and like how I wanted stuff specifically, like it's like
we needed someone for the job.
Exactly, and we got it, and we are very happy with it. We definitely outsourced on that, and it was greatly necessary and appreciated.
Yep.
So for the bridal party gifts, I was the one that got my bridesmaids their bridal robes, and that was like my gift for them on the wedding day, because we just like changed into those robes and just like took some photos while getting ready, and that was really special. So I got like these robes that say like maid of honor in the back, bride in the back, bridesmaids in the back, and I got them from Etsy. And They were $111.94. They're actually like pretty pricey, and I actually searched a lot to find just like a cute one for the low price, and I think they were like 20 something dollars each.
Yeah, and in my case,
nothing.
No, I did get to buy it.
Oh, you did?
I mean, yeah.
What?
The whiskey.
Oh.
The bourbon.
Oh.
Was it bourbon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. For the Efficient, it was around $300. The marriage license was actually $195 in Puerto Rico. Important distinction. For our guest book, we actually went with something unique, and it was this brand that I like saw on TikTok. And they're called After the Tone, where people just basically dial a specific phone number for your wedding, and they leave like a voicemail just like saying congratulations and their best wishes, and then this company will like put all these voicemails in like one single file, and they just like deliver it to you. So instead of just having like a wedding guest book where people would just like sign, like I think it's very meaningful for you in the future, and even in that moment, to just know that you have like a recording, a voice recording of the people that attended your wedding, or even those that couldn't, and just like hear their voices. I think that's gonna be super special in the long run when people pass away and we get to have like their voice recordings. So that was around $150. The next item on this list were the wedding bands, and for the wedding bands, we spent $618 with 82 cents, and they're pretty amazing. Ooh. And then I also have a couple of miscellaneous things, such as the pillow that we put, well, hypothetically,
We were supposed to put.
we were supposed to put our wedding rings on. That was $10 with 94 cents at Walmart. Some other miscellaneous things. The dress hanger for my wedding dress was $12.11 from Etsy, that had like my name and like the bride subject. I also had my dog wear like a flower crown, and that was $20. So in total, after everything we have said and taken into consideration like the exact money for each and every one of them, our grand total for the wedding, for our wedding in Puerto Rico, was
$21,803 with 70 cents. I think.
No. So that was what we ended up spending, investing in our wedding, investing in the memories. So we went over budget around $5,600. $6,000.
Actually, $7,000.
Oh my god.
$7,000, yeah.
So there is that. But honestly, I wouldn't do it any other way. Like, the wedding was just perfect, and like I just feel that it's just something so meaningful that you just have to go through it for you guys to know how meaningful and special that is. The fact of just having so many like of your friends and family members in one specific place at one specific time, it's just priceless for me, and it's just something that we just all share in common, just like that experience, that memory. And I just love that we did a wedding, and I would do it over and over again, to be honest. Like, I was talking to my brother yesterday, and he was like, oh, like, I want you to do like another wedding, like marrying the same guy. And I was like, yeah, like it was that special. So I really hope that this video was super helpful to you. Let me know if you have any other like comments or questions that just like pop on your head after seeing this video, and I'll be sure to just like answer them on the comments below or even on Instagram. So with that being said, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss all the other wedding videos that I'm going to post, as well as follow me on Instagram to watch more of the wedding photos and stuff that happens in our lives about fights. And I'm kidding. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Bye. Jazz hands.